Hello, this is Wayne Roseberry from Software Testing. So today I've been working on a video game for fun. And while working on it, I made some changes to the game and I went to test it and found a bug in the game that caught me off guard. And I thought about it and I realized that the bug that I found was a good way to illustrate the differences between different kinds of testing and what those styles of testing get us. Because I was doing kind of a confirmatory approach. Like I knew exactly what I had changed and exactly what I expected to see in the program. But because of some randomness that came up during the testing, specifically how fast I was going, I accidentally stumbled across a bug because the state of the application changed in a way that I didn't expect. At least not expect, for the test that I was doing. And that made me realize that there's this important difference between confirmatory testing, where we know what we're looking for, we know exactly the behavior that we want to check to see if it, is behaving the way that the application intends, and exploratory testing, where we look around and try to learn about the behavior of the application and learn something new. And that usually means taking on practices or techniques that shake up our assumptions a little bit, change the variables in ways we don't anticipate. And in this particular case, I stumbled on it by accident. It's just timing is what was the changing variable that caught me off guard, and I realized that I have a bug inside of my application. So let's go ahead and take a look and see. I made a recording of myself demonstrating the bug, so we can take a look and see what that looks like and talk about it for a little bit. Okay, this is a game I am creating for amusement, and I'm creating it inside Unity, and I want to show you a fun little bug. So what I did is I updated some code so that when I get an update on the screen, I redraw some controls inside the page. And right now I'm just looking to see what table someone's clicked on. And if the table's clicked on, I set the ID inside a text label to say table number and then the ID of that table, which was written inside the code where if someone clicks on it, I get the index of the table and I write it to a variable up inside the parent object somewhere. And thus, when I redraw, I grab that ID from the restaurant state object that I wrote to, and I put that inside the control. It's a little messy or whatever, but this is what I have it doing right now. So that's the behavior. And so I am testing to see if this is working, right? And this is a kind of confirmatory testing, and I want to show you some differences that come out when you're doing confirmatory testing versus more exploratory testing. So the confirmation is I'm going to load the game, get to the screen where the tables are, and click on them and watch the control change. Okay, so let's launch. Okay, and I get a debug message that comes up when this page draws, so I know I'm good. So I'm going to say begin. And I am going to click each table inside of the space and see, oh, yes, indeed, the ID changed as I clicked each one. Right, so done, right? We've got the confirmation that it works, right? Now let's try that one more time. Let's go there, there. Got that one, and then, oh, nothing changed. But it picked this instead. Okay, nothing changed, and it didn't update the table, but it picked this panda family, which is part of the other code here. But notice how it's a different behavior than I had initially when I first did the test. Okay, now let's start that again, just to watch that happen. Okay, let's get the debug message and begin, and click, 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 click. All good, updating just fine. But the moment these guests arrive in the restaurant, it stops updating the table information and just updates the family information. Okay. And that was only found because the timing of when I did the test happened to be after these little panda families came in to wait in the restaurant queue. And it doesn't, I mean, I think I understand what the bug is. The region that they're in, the box around them that I'm using to define the clickable space is overlapping, right? Which is why it updates with their information even if I'm clicking on the table. And so these guys are overlapping with the clickable space on the table, and that's why the bug is there. But the key thing is that that test was not available until the screen had changed, until these guys were on the page. And I only found it because I just happened to be clicking a little more slowly when I was doing the confirmatory checking at some point. But had I just gone in and done the simple confirmatory check, I wouldn't have found it. And that is something that we have to look out for, and it's why we do exploratory testing. When we do a confirmatory test, which is, I know this has to be in this state, we limit our imagination to just the facts at hand, and we tend to dive in as quickly as possible to make it efficient, clean, easy to understand, and we look at that one thing. And we, sort of like a mental filter, eliminate all these other possibilities of, well, what if the state has changed this? What if the state has changed that? And something different than the thing I'm explicitly checking for. You know, because, I mean, we know clicking on the table works. We saw it happen, right? But what we don't know is that it doesn't work after the queue of guests have started filling up, right? That's what we miss. And so exploration beyond the simple check is what it takes to find these things that you don't realize you're overlooking.